Do you guys remember the Chinese acting show that I did a Matsan? I don't even remember that. That was like in the midst of, we were in New York, we were in the midst of a trial. It was a mess, okay? But that show pulled me out of a depresso espresso because I was so stressed out about everything serious going on, and I was watching that show hee-hee-ha-haing at midnight in the middle of this New York City apartment where the whole Rotten Mango team, or at least a big part of the Rotten Mango team, are living. It was a mess. It was a mess. But, you know, I did see a lot of comments because there's a guy on that Chinese acting show. His name is Yang Zi. And he is married to a world-class famous actress, elegance, sophistication, beauty, and he just is her husband. Like, he just exists. But he doesn't think that. He thinks he's the star of the show. And he thought that during the acting show, he behaved that way during his other reality show. And I saw some comments that were like, Stephanie, you naive little child, you are so innocent right now. Just wait until you watch the show. If you think they're bad, there's also another couple on there. They're batshit crazy.
Wait, you haven't told them what show though.
Okay, it's a reality show called See You Again. It is a Chinese divorce reality show where the entire premise of the show is they bring on 3 celebrity couples, or couples that are considered public figures that are on the brink of divorce. They get up on this show, and for 18 days, they're going to try to rekindle their relationship. And by the end, it's so dramatic. They get into an RV and they start driving away from each other. And you can't see the other person because it's an RV. And then if you stop and get out, that means you want to stay in the relationship.
Say that one more time.
Okay,
what do you do?
At the end of the 18 days, each couple, like the wife and the husband, so far it's just been heterosexual, boring couples. No, I'm just kidding. But you get it. Okay, they'll get into the cars, the RVs, and they're told to start driving away from each other. And they have a timer. Okay. And they have to make a decision to either stop, park the RV, and walk out and wait for their lover to also stop the car.
And then run towards each other?
Yeah, or like only one could stop and the other could keep driving off. It's like so dramatic, and it's all culminating, hyping up into this very dramatic moment. And you know what? It's so fucking awkward because think about it. Think about it for one more second. You drive away. It's so symbolic. It's so dramatic. And you're like, where are we going? Home. You drive off, then you get out the RV. The production's like, we need it for the next couple. Get out the car. You get out the car, and now you're back in the production little tent where now you're soon to be divorced spouses, and also you still have to hire an attorney, and also you probably still live in the same place when you go home. Like, imagine how uncomfortable that is. Like, it feels like a moment, but it's also so goofy. So that's what they're going to be doing for 18 days, and each season is 3 different couples. And I thought Yang Zi and his wife Ava, I believe that's her English translated name, or like how she goes in the global.
Huang Shengyi, which, man, so many guys' childhood.
I don't know her. Like, never seen her before.
No, I'm sorry. You look like you were reminiscing about something.
No,
like
not
a long lost lover or something. What were you saying?
Like childhood, like
Up.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Context is Yang Zi Ava is on that show.
Yeah.
They're crazy on the show, but
this couple.
But you're not talking about them yet.
No, because all the comments that I even got emails, like you guys were so serious about this. I got email, and you know what? I got emails on the Rotten Mango submission, and I said, you're in the wrong place, but that's okay. That's okay. I will read this email. And it was about covering the other couple on this show because it was that crazy. They're just so batshit insane. And I thought, how could it be worse? How could it be crazier? It gets bad. This show, See You Again, has been airing for a few years, and it's the 2024 season. This is the 4th season. And previously, all the other seasons are just lukewarm. This becomes a trending show because of this season. And it's not even because of Ava or Yang Zi. It's because of a woman named Mai. Mai? She's not even the celebrity. Her husband is the celebrity. She's not really public facing. She becomes more famous than her husband because of this show. And it is it just becomes this triggering event. I saw comments of people saying, I am throwing up blood. Please tell me this whole thing is scripted. This is scripted acting. Oh my God, I don't know how to describe her. There are no words left for me. I am speechless. Is there any more things such as logic in this world? A Chinese netizen from France said, after this show, I have been losing sleep for 3 days. It is now 3 a.m. in the morning. I think I am losing my mind. Another Chinese couple in Russia said, we are far away in Russia and it's the middle of the night. My husband woke up pissed off in the middle of the night to discuss like, it has not even become just a Chinese netizen discussion in China. It's become the Chinese diaspora across the globe has been talking about this show. One from Germany said, I was so fucking infuriated by Mai that I was on heart rate medication for entirety of 2 days. Just the thought of her makes my chest feel congested. Like I have to take heart pills. I feel so triggered every time I see her face. I can't even go to sleep. So I'm like, what is happening right now? I gotta watch the show. It's on Mango TV. So I'm like, especially now, I just gotta watch the full show. I can't just watch clips of Yangji anymore. I gotta watch the whole thing and I gotta watch this couple. So I start on this show and I'm going to run you down all of the couples that are on here. So you've got Yang Jie and his wife, Ava Huang.
Which you would be talking about them later too, right?
Yeah, you're also going to need more pills for them too. Like this show should be studied. If it's scripted, it should be studied. If it's real, it should be studied. These people need to be studied. Okay, so there's Gazi, G-E space Z-I.
鸽子.
So she's an influencer, or that's how Tiffany was describing her. So she's more of like an online personality. And then you have her husband, Liu space Shuang.
Liu Shuang.
He's like a radio host, like a host. He's a talker. And this is very important because he just be saying shit that he really should not be saying. Like there will be couples in the midst of a mental breakdown and he'll just be like, why you do that? And it's like, sir, zip it. No one likes you either right now because you're in hot water too.
Dang.
Yeah, they like his wife, you know. But I mean, compared to Yangji and compared to Mai, this couple is completely normal. This couple is so... Did you know that while I was watching the show, I had to take multiple breaks? I had to pause the show and stop because I was just getting so frustrated. And there were so many times where I walked over to my husband and I kept hugging him out of nowhere because this show made me realize we are so in love with each other.
So watch this if you want to rekindle your love with your partner because... Wow, it does wonders.
It was actually crazy. And what's even crazier is this show brainwashed me. Because for a moment there, do you remember that day?
What?
Do you remember that day? I forgot who brought it up. I don't know what it was. I was being very dramatic. I was being melodramatic. And I was like, you don't even love me anymore and you don't even buy me gifts anymore. And he had given me a gift that morning. And it wasn't even like a special day. And I just remember I was like, I don't know why I said that. And I had this whole moment where I was like, okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know what just happened. Because genuinely, this show makes you crazy. This show gaslights you. Okay, so you've got Yangji. You've got them who are like, I'm going to call them the chill couple for now. I don't even know if they need an episode. They're so chill compared to these other two couples. So you've got Yangji, you've got Ava, you've got the chill couple, and then you have Li Hangliang.
Li Hangliang.
Yes, and his wife, Mai. So he has this song, To Only Win Your Heart, I think is the translation. It's like a 90s, early 2000s song that every single Chinese person has probably heard at least once in their lifetime. It's like his breakthrough song. But then that was his peak and he just kind of disappeared and he has not been as active. Like, okay, he's still active. He still produces really good music. He's still very much in his craft. He's a full-time musician. He's successful. But that song was a crazy peak. And then everything afterwards has not been able to replicate that level of success. Not saying he's not successful, but they end up on this show. And it's weird that they end up on this show. People were confused. Like Yangji and Ava, people love Ava, but they already knew. Like if you're married to Yangji, you're on the brink of divorce every single day. Look at that man, okay? The chill couple, it was kind of, people didn't really have as many opinions. But for Lee and Mai, they thought it didn't make sense because if you look online, they've got 2 kids together. They've been together before he was successful. So they've been together a very long time. It's not like 2 celebrities who got together where you're always kind of like, maybe they will divorce because it's kind of common, at least in America. And also, every single destination that they travel to for vacation, for fun, for work, he will re-propose.
Propose?
Yes.
What?
And he tells her to say no so that he can keep proposing to her. And it's like their little
That's
tradition
crazy.
where they take pictures in front of the Eiffel Tower and all of these different landmarks where he's down on one knee and she's just standing there. I mean, he doesn't do like an elaborate proposal. It's just he gets down on one knee and he says nice things and they take a
that's
picture.
cute.
Yeah, and then even their first meeting went viral because he introduced himself. She was working as a sales rep. He introduced himself and said, "Hi, I'm not nervous." And she thought it was so cute, and one thing leads to another, and they end up getting married. They moved to Beijing, and for the beginning, they're living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, they're both working. Mainly Maya is working until he finally is able to get some good money with his music career, and then she turns into a housewife. Where, well, I don't want to say turns, but she chooses to be a housewife, where she chooses to stay home and raise their 2 beautiful kids. And during that time period, I guess shit goes awry. I guess shit gets weird. In 2014, they end up getting married. Their favorite movie is Up. So he actually creates a life-size replica of the Up house with brightly colored balloons attached. Like you can walk into the house. He sourced the wood. He cut the wood. He did the frame. He did everything by himself.
That's
it
insane.
took so long, and it probably cost like $40,000 to even make the house.
Wow.
Yeah, they love each other. They freaking love each other. They travel all over the world. And now they end up on this show called See You Again. The actual translation from Mandarin, Tiffany said, is Goodbye Lover.
Yeah, Goodbye
And
Lover.
she said it's actually not as like See You Again sounds hopeful. It's actually kind of sad, the name. And so they end up on this show and everyone's like, how did you end up on this show? Because you guys are obsessed with each other. And Lee says, I came on Goodbye Lover because I don't want to say goodbye to my lover.
Wow. Oh, so he wants to stay in this marriage.
Yeah, and
but she wants divorce.
no, it seems like she also wants to stay on this marriage. For for first few episodes, I was confused about what the the netizens are saying. I'm like, first of all, they seem chill. They seem in love with each other. They actually seem like they're on the wrong show. I feel like they're on this show to piss off all the other couples because they're the example of love. That's what I thought. I thought they were couple goals. So the first day, the 3 couples are gathered in separate locations, and the initial task that you have to do is a quiz. It's basic questions that slowly get a little bit more intense, but it's rather simplistic. When is your spouse's birthday? When was your wedding anniversary? What is their favorite movie? What is their favorite color, favorite food? And then it starts getting a little, not even controversial, but harder. Like, what is one thing you can say that'll instantly trigger your spouse? What is one phrase that they use to piss you off the most? What is the one phrase that they say the most? What is one habit that you can't stand about them? And so it's like a test. They both answer on their whiteboards and then they reveal the answers and see how well they know each other's answers. And during this stage, Lee and Mai, they pretty much answer every single question very quickly and very accurately. They know anniversary, favorite food, blood type, birthdays, everything. They know it all. Even when they were asked about the identity card number, which is kind of like a driver's license. It's like a social security number. They know each other. Do you know my social security number?
Of course. Are you kidding me? You know mine?
No. I don't even know the last 4 of your social security number.
Because I'm the one that's filling out the forms.
I know. Even at the hospital these days, I'm like, honey, I gotta lay down. Because it's usually me that's going to urgent care, to be fair. If you went to urgent care more, I think I would know. That's my excuse, okay? They know each other's social security numbers, which is kind of crazy. I don't think that's a normal thing.
It really depends. Like,
Yeah,
on
it
the
really
couple.
depends.
Yeah.
I don't know, okay? But you could just tell that Mai is very happy that her husband knows her very well, and she's like high-fiving him as he gets his answers correct. But some people are already questioning Mai. And there's live chats. So you know how in live streams you can see people's live reactions?
Yeah.
Even in like the later episodes, there's live
They
observations.
call it 弹幕. It's like pop. It
Yes.
pops up literally on top of the
Yes,
the
and
show.
It pops up. And so people are like, you can just tell that she's not happy that they truly know each other. She's happy because they get to prove that they're a good couple. And I thought that was very dramatic. I'm like, I don't know why everybody has a vendetta against Mai. It's just freaking rude at this point. She's just answering questions. She seems like a happy-go-lucky woman. What's so wrong with this? And then here comes the question people thought were alarming. What is something that your partner deeply desires but has not yet achieved? So Lee responds that it was for him to put down his work and travel the world with his family. And Mai shakes her head and says, no, the answer is not correct. Basically saying, your answer is incorrect. But I said for you to stand on a bigger stage.
Okay. Wait, what's so crazy about that?
It's like, it's weird. I think people had some weird energy about it.
Let me understand what's going on. They're saying that what's your partner's dream?
Yes. So Lee responds that his dream is to put down work and travel the world with Mai.
Oh, Lee said that's my dream.
And Mai said her dream is for Lee to get on a bigger stage.
Yeah.
And so some people saw it as this is a woman who has put down everything to support her husband's dream, which is already not great for a relationship because like you can't sacrifice your whole being for another person. So some people saw red flags with that. Other people saw it as like this woman is obsessed with his success. Like she is like a mom, like a pageant mom. Like, oh my God, you got to get on a bigger stage. You got to win Miss USA. You got to do Miss Universe next. It was giving weird energy, some netizens thought. And at one point, she just starts crying and there were some jokes. But Lee says, I mean, I'm not surprised by her answer. She's always been like this. She always prioritizes me and my work. Ever since we met, she's been very supportive of my work. So you got 3 groups now. Where some people think this is very sweet. Some people think it's a little crazy because she's a pageant mom. And some people think it's just not healthy. Even if she's that supportive, it's just not healthy to be in a relationship like this. Mai even says herself, I would rank myself last in terms of priorities. So it would be Lee is her number 1 priority, then her kids, then her parents, and then her. So some people took problems with this and said, why aren't your kids first? And then some people were mad about that, saying, no, you should always be your first priority, even if you have kids.
You can never be right.
Yeah, you can never be right, especially when you're a mom. Like, that's one thing I've learned. It's hard to be right as a woman. It's even harder to be right as a mom, okay? And so people are very upset with her priority list. But she says, I'm just the kind of person I love to give. I feel very happy, and I never ask for anything in return.
So she sounds pretty normal.
She sounds normal. It feels like people are dogging on her for absolutely nothing. Like as I was watching the first episode, I'm like, why are people so mean? Like why do they have it out against this poor woman? She's not even a celebrity. She's, the housewife. She is the mother of his children, the supportive wife, and people are dogging on her. She was giving very wholesome, full-time housewife, selfless, maybe to her own detriment, loving woman who prioritizes her family on top of everything. And you can tell that there is some complexity to it. She does seem a little bit more self-conscious about herself, her body, her appearance. And it probably doesn't help that he's in the entertainment industry and she's on this show with Ava Huang and even the other chill couple. Like they're all, I guess what you would say, conventionally beautiful. And she does not see herself as conventionally beautiful. Because that's just the society we live in, right? And at one point, you can kind of see this come through. She says that Lee was going to this entertainment industry house party. It was an agent hosting a huge party for some other smaller celebrities, other agents, and it was at their house. This is in Beijing, so you don't have so much space. It's limited space. Nobody was allowed a +1. It's just, hey, I'm literally just inviting you. Like, I'm not inviting you and your 12 kids and like your grandparents. Like, just, I can't, like, we have an occupancy rate that we got to stand by. And so he's like, oh, that makes sense. And so he tells her, yeah, I'm going to go to this work dinner and it's literally just no spouses, nothing. And they have this picture so she can see everybody that's there and they're all part of the entertainment industry, whether they're agents behind the scenes, managers, or the celebrities themselves, which she thought that she wasn't invited because her husband was embarrassed of the way she looks. So it's very complex.
Wait, she shared that?
Yeah, she's saying, maybe he really doesn't mind because he's never said he minded or made her feel like he minded, but she thinks these little things make her feel like, I'm afraid he'll think I'd embarrass him at the party.
Okay, so they're going pretty raw about it.
Yeah. And he says, I mean, from the bottom of my heart, I really don't mind that she had gained weight. And I think that's a thing that a lot of moms struggle with is like, you have kids and it's, who cares that you're gaining weight? You literally birthed life. You are the creator of life. But, it's a thing. And so she would always take pictures and say, do I look fat? Do I look fat? And he would, okay, this is where I'm confused. He doesn't say no, but I don't know if that's better. I don't know. So he says, yes, you want me to tell the truth, right? And she says, I thought you were going to say no. And he says, I love it. I love the way you look. So it's weird. Some people like it because if he says no, it comes off fake. But this feels very honest. Some people are saying, as a woman, I would cry. So it really depends. It really depends.
So I didn't watch the show, right? I've seen like very few clips. Yes. And also I kind of know a few of his songs. He looks really nerdy. Is he very nerdy in the show?
He's very nerdy and people liken him to a robot.
Okay, so he acts exactly the way he looks.
He acts exactly the way he looks. And there were very small moments where I think lots of people, including myself, could resonate with the relationship dynamic, but they're just too extreme.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're a little robotic and she definitely runs on zero logic and only emotion. And so I was like, oh, I think I can relate to her. And maybe everybody else is rude and I am going to be the number one my supporter, right? But then she just ends up doing some crazy shit. And I'm like, that's wild. At some point, netizens start thinking, are these people even on the right show? Like, they're actually so cute. Even the comment about, like, do I look fat? It seemed all in good spirit. Like, he seemed genuine. He did not seem sleazy. He did not seem like, oh, no, I mean, you gained weight. He seemed like, I fucking love you no matter what you look like. I literally don't care.
But how did she take that? Was she sad about it?
No, in the beginning, it's like very like, I thought you were going to say no.
Okay.
It's like very like, and he's like, no, I seriously love the way you look. He's like dead serious. Netizens watching or commenting, I think they love each other a lot and she's contributing a lot and he honestly seems so lucky to have her. So I'm getting skeptical at this point because everybody says you watch 5 episodes of this show, you're going to feel suffocated. That's the only emotion. It's not even angry. Suffocation is the primary physical reaction that you're going to have. Just you wait. But I will say, I mean, the couple definitely has problems. It's not just hee hee ha ha, we're on couple goals, but we want to get a divorce for no reason. Because at that point, some people are questioning if this is just for publicity, if this is just to make themselves look good on a divorce show in comparison. The real problems that Lee and Mai face are the fact that Lee has a hard time understanding Mai. He just doesn't understand what she is thinking because she will always say the opposite of what she is genuinely feeling, and there are too many hidden messages in everything that she's saying, and she's got quite a bit of a temper. She seems like she gets angry a little bit quicker than maybe some other people. Meanwhile, he is very passive. He's very gentle-tempered. He's very chill. He doesn't like to have emotional expressions. He is just a very logical person, and Mai's biggest insecurity is that she is a housewife and she feels insecure about her looks. She also feels insecure about her value. She feels like her value is ignored as a housewife at times, and she takes on a lot more because she wants to be perceived as somebody that's valuable to the household. And it just becomes this whole thing. And so at this point, a lot of people sympathize with Mai and they're just telling her, like, you're doing so great. Like, you need to love yourself more. If he doesn't see your value, tell him to go himself. I feel so bad for her. She has no sense of security. She's insecure. And the fact that her husband is in the entertainment industry doesn't make it any better. People are all for Mai. And all the comments underneath those comments are just warning everyone. Just wait. Come back to this comment after a few more episodes. Just hold on. You're going to eat your words in a second. And so I'm thinking, this is really weird. At this point, the couple are asked, how would you rate your marriage? Lee says he gives it a 8.5 out of 10.
Damn, why are you here?
Yeah. Little did people know that 1.5 is going to fucking leave you speechless. Whatever is in that 1.5 is absolutely crazy, okay? So the first day, the couples are scheduled to drive to their very first destination. The show has them jump from place to place in China, and it's really cool because they have all these different camps. They have these different hotels, and it's like a scenic journey. Each time there's a different challenge, and they get to see nature. They get to go on these road trips, connect with each other. They get to meet other people. It's nice. It's cute.
So they're not together yet, the 3 couples.
No, they're in 3 separate cars.
3 vans, 3 cars.
Yeah, 3 cars, and Lee is driving, and he's already giving Mai a neck pillow for the journey. And Maya's like, oh my God, thank you so much, hubby. And everyone's like, they're so sweet. Like, why are these 2 people here? Is this a dating show or a fucking divorce show? This doesn't even make sense. And then once they arrive at the destination, everybody, the 3 couples, they're introduced, they're getting ready to eat lunch, and they're sitting down. And Maya's helping the other girls run their bowl and chopsticks through hot water to clean them. And she'll say things like, I'm usually very good at taking care of other people. I'm a full-time housewife after all. And so some netizens felt this was a really good thing. Like, she is naturally maternal. Some netizens felt like it was kind of weird that she has to announce that. Other netizens felt like it's completely understandable because the other 2 women, she might feel insecure because they're always talked about as being very conventionally attractive and they have their own careers outside of their husbands. And so maybe she feels like this is her value, so she wants to keep saying it. I don't know, right? I think at this point, no one's mad. They're just trying to understand her. But what's interesting is she keeps saying that she handles everything at home, but in the reality show, Lee is also doing a lot. Like, people were expecting him to be the house husband that just sits there and is like, oh, honey, sorry, I gotta go sing a song. And she's just like doing the dishes nonstop. But whatever she's doing, he's doing it. He's putting up the tent. He's setting up the table. He's opening the takeout boxes. Like, he is always there. And so people are like, they're really complimentary. Like, they're so great together. And just to give you an idea, they had the highest scores out of the couple quizzes. The highest score is 60. They scored 57. Okay?
Wow.
Yangzi scored 14.
14?
14. And just to give you an idea, strangers can get 12 points out of just sheer dumb luck. It's like a probability thing.
Like,
so
that just means like Yangzi doesn't know anything about Ava.
he knows nothing about his wife. Okay.
Ava?
Eva, I think.
Eva? Okay.
He knows nothing about that
That's
beautiful
crazy.
woman. Truly, nothing. He pisses me off too.
That is wild. See, that's so interesting. Like, this couple knows each other so well, but they have so many problems too, right?
Yes.
Versus Yangzi, like, they don't know anything about the wife. I guess different sets, different types of relationship problems.
Yeah, I feel like fundamentally it's weird. Mai and Lee want the same things, but they are very different as people. And they have very vastly different personalities. Okay, Yangzi and Eva, I can't even begin to understand Yangzi. I think she need to run. That's it. That's all I can say about them. But then the other couple, the chill couple, they have very similar personalities. I feel like their personalities are such a good match, but they have fundamental beliefs that are different.
Ooh.
That's even how they describe it, because she's very ambitious and her husband is like,
Lay back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just, life is what it is.
That is so, because you know we've been talking about this a lot too.
Yeah, because we thought as long as you have your core values are the same, we thought it works out, right? But then I look at Lee and Mai and I'm like, oh, maybe we're wrong, because that doesn't make sense either. Just wait, it gets so weird. This is the vibe it gives me. Yangzi and Eva, they give me on paper couple. She's a famous actress, super successful. He's just like a rich kid. I don't know. Okay, but like I guess on paper, technically, if you romanticize Nepo baby and then she is like this incredible, successful woman, it sounds like it could be a match. So on paper, everything made sense. And then they got married and they're like, wow, he sleeps until 3 p.m., goes to sleep at 4 in the morning. I barely see this guy. He never holds his wife's hand, doesn't know a single thing about her. And all he does is go on lectures about life lessons. He thinks he's the fucking next Confucius. He thinks he is a stoic rebirthed. He's weird. He's crazy. And then the chill couple, he feels like life is about going with the flow. Even love, he says there's no such thing as soulmates. Like, you pick someone and you're never going to find someone that you're 100% satisfied with. So you pick someone and you just kind of, you go with it. You try to, have some fun. The wife is like, no, that's not at all. I want love. Like, I want to keep working on it. I am just as ambitious in this relationship as I am in life. And then you have Lee and Mai, who seem like they're supposed to be perfect. But Lee says, my core conflict with my wife is, I think she's way too dominant.
Dang.
And this is where you see the shit starts going down. You see the wall break a little bit. Because up until this point, they're sitting down on the little couches answering the questions. She's getting on her knees to fold his pants. She is like obsessed with this man. The minute the D word comes out, dominant, like every frame where he says she's dominant, you just see her in the back staring him down like a dominant person. Very dominant, like very domineering, but she will not admit it. And Lee says she interferes in all aspects of just everything. She takes care of me, yeah, but it's to the point where I feel like it's too much. It's like I don't even have control over my own career. Wow. Mai says he thinks I'm way too dominant. But I just need him to listen to me on many things. And if he doesn't, yeah, I'll be unhappy, but I'm not dominant. And everyone's like, okay. There's another part where all of the couples are outside in a bonfire and she's like drinking her tea. And she's just staring at him because he's explaining to the other couples that that's the main struggle he has in their relationship. And the way she's glaring at her husband, the netizen comments are, this is not dominant. I can feel her dominance. She is so domineering. Like, you are dominating everything. Even during interviews, there's this one section where Mai's question was like, what do you want me to be like? And Lee is confused by that question. And he's like, in terms of looks, or not entirely. I mean, like, what can I do to make you more comfortable? I guess if you were less pushy and way less frugal, and Mai is smiling on the side, and everything about that smile scares the shit out of me. That smile? Oh my God. You ever see people smile and you go, I think something's about to happen and I don't think it's gonna be good. It's the mom smile. It's the, you're so lucky that there are cameras here right now. You are so lucky that we're in public right now because I'm about to beat your little ass. That's the mom smile she's giving her husband.
Did she say anything though?
No, she's just like, So you're gonna answer my question honestly? That's crazy. And so he's just explaining, I mean, we've argued about a lot of these two things. Like, this is, when it comes to being pushy, when you think something's right, you won't listen to anybody else. Like, when I talk about being pushy, it's more in my line of work. Like, you can be pushy about other things, but why do you have to be pushy about my line of work? It's my work. And also, he's in creative work, and she's not a musician. She doesn't even like his music. Okay? It's not like she was already in the music industry. Yeah. It's not like she you get what I'm saying? It's kind of like...
Yeah.
And then he says, as for being frugal, I think you're just a little too uptight with money and I think it's excessive. So he is the sole breadwinner and she handles all the finances. He doesn't even get an allowance. He has to ask her to spend his money. I mean, their money, to be fair, right? But it's just, he says you're frugal to the point where it's just too much. It's not even that he wants to spend money on himself. It's the fact that they live in a $5 million Beijing house.
Damn.
But she won't buy a trash can.
What?
So they use an old paint bucket and throw a little plastic baggie in there. And he's like, what? This is like f***ing miserable. He just wants a new fridge. They use a fridge that's like 10 years old and it's a hand-me-down from like 20 different people. And halfway through him talking, and he's not even talking the way I'm talking. He's talking very passive, very like, I mean, we've talked about it before. So I just think that she's sometimes a little too frugal. Halfway through, you just see her staring and slowly start crossing her arms. And everyone is like, uh-oh. She is not listening to what her husband is saying. She does not care. She is fucking pissed. She is staring at him. And she just responds, I hear what you're saying, but it's actually very difficult for me to change. And so people are like, oh, then why are you on this show? Isn't that the whole point? And there's so many moments where there's all these small red flags. And I'm going to get to the actual parts. But in the beginning, their progression into the crazier couple is very slow. It's a slow burn. It's like little bits of interviews here and there. There's another part where all the three couples are gathered together and sometimes they'll share meals and stuff. And the chill couple, the wife is asking, if you ended this relationship, and she's asking the whole group, would you be excited for your next relationship? Like, are you looking forward to being single and seeing who's out there and seeing if you have a better match?
That's a crazy dinner question to be asking.
I know.
Okay? Like, damn.
That's great. Yeah, no, that's unhinged. I'm going to ask that tonight at dinner. I'm going to gather every single married family member. And Mai says, I won't, which is a good answer, right? But she says, I won't. I am pretty certain in my lifetime there is no one I could ever love more because I've already used up all my energy and love. I think it's just really not easy for me. Like everything I say is coming from the bottom of my heart. When I love someone, you really have to spend a lot of energy and effort and mental strength, and I think I've used it all. A lot of people did not like that answer. Do you know why?
No.
That's crazy. Like if I said that, how would you feel?
It's kind of weird. I just don't know what that even means. Like you used it all. Like you're tired, you're over it. Like what does that even mean?
It doesn't sound like love.
Yeah.
It sounds more like guilt tripping. I've put so much energy and
yes.
work and love into this relationship. I have nothing left in me anymore because I've already used it in this relationship. And so people are saying that's really kind of a shitty thing to say when you're actively trying to work on your relationship because it makes your partner feel more guilty and it guilts them into staying in the relationship when like that shouldn't be the case. Even her husband does not look touched by what she said. All the netizens are just commenting, this is such a suffocating sentence. Yes. Another says, a love that's too deep always becomes a burden. Others are saying, help, this is worse than not having feelings anymore. The people are saying this is like so much pressure to put on your partner. Others are saying this is like how a mom talks to their kids. This is like a very
like a really bad way to talk to your kids.
Yeah.
Like I did all of this for you.
Yes. It's not even like, okay, I've heard some girls say, oh, after this relationship, bruh, I'm not dating because men are dumb. Like I've heard that. Or I've heard like, bruh, I'm so over it. I just like want to fuck around and find out. Like I'm not even thinking about that. But this is like a weird.
Yeah.
I'm not going to date because I've already given it my all.
Yeah.
Is a lot. Is kind of strange. Then there is the issue with her being way too frugal. Mai says, it's okay. You can just call me cheap. I can handle it. That's what she's telling her husband because he keeps saying, you know, she's very too financially savvy, too frugal. And initially, netizens are like, wait, isn't that a good thing? Especially if she's a housewife, she's caring, and you're a celebrity. A lot of girls would marry him just to spend his money. Like, this feels like an incredible thing. But he says, no, almost everything in our house was just like throwaway trash from the previous owners. They didn't even want it. They were just going to trash it. Our table, our couch, our bed, everything. Our trash can is a used paint bucket. I mean, she just doesn't want to buy a paint bucket. Everything is used. I just can't stand it. Every purchasing decision cannot be made without her approval. I can't make any single decision on my own, which again is giving mother-son relationship. And this is made even more complicated because later on, we're going to go into the exact specific scenarios, but Mai gets really mad that he doesn't buy her gifts, but he has no control over any of his money. So he cannot buy her a gift. But she gets mad that he doesn't buy her a gift. So then he's like, but with what money? And then she's like, no, but I don't care.
Maybe she just wants more hand-me-downs.
No, she wants like a designer bag.
Oh
yeah. No, we're going to get there. It's like very confusing. And so people are just commenting, you know, maybe there's mixed reviews. Some netizens are even saying, well, if you made more money, maybe she wouldn't be so frugal. But they live in a very expensive $5 million Beijing apartment. They have, I believe they have people that live in and help housekeep and take care of the house. They do a lot. Even the up house that he built for her was like $45,000. So it just seems like a big thing. But the other two guys, the other two husbands, I guess their wives like to spend a lot of money. And so they're just shocked. They're looking at Lee and they're like, how the f- is this a bad thing? You're laughing too hard. You're laughing too hard.
What?
You're laughing too hard. Why are you laughing
No,
too
it's just so funny.
hard? What's so funny? What's so funny? They're like, why? What do you mean? They're like, this is an advantage. She's helping you.
What?
Why are you laughing so hard? You're not happy about saving your money? Saving your money is like making your money. That's a problem you shouldn't be complaining about. Okay, that's crazy. And Lee is just like, I mean, just compared to all of our neighbors, like she's the most frugal one. And all the husbands are like, is that bad? Is that fucking bad? How's that bad? That's your biggest problem? You want to know my problem? I gotta freeze the credit card. That's my problem. No, I'm just kidding. Okay? And then he's like, well, she won't even buy herself new clothes. The other husbands are literally, that's the source of your fights? Yeah, I mean, yeah, she won't buy herself new stuff, but on top of that, she'll see her friends' husbands buy things for their wives, and then she'll come to me and be like, why don't you buy me things? And so then the other wives are like, yeah, then why don't you buy her things? Everyone's confused at this point. I do. And then she'll return it. And the other husbands are looking. She returns your gifts? And they go, I don't think you guys have problems. I don't think this is an issue. Get out of here with this shit, okay? And all the netizens are commenting, no, this is an issue. This is a real issue. Mai's love is a burden. You don't get it. She loves him more than she loves herself, and that is a burden. So none of the other couples are looking at Lee like he's got a real problem. They're like, get your booty out of here. You are in a happy relationship. In fact, I want to marry your wife. Give me your wife, okay?
That's the beginning, right?
The very beginning.
Okay.
They will change their minds very quickly, okay? That is in the beginning. But as the show continues, by the second day, everybody arrives at their next destination. They're moving fast. It's like a cross-country road trip. And they have their lunch. And prior to that, there was this traditional Mongolian performance that they get to watch. And so these women are dressed in their Mongolian traditional attire, dresses, and they're dancing to traditional Mongolian music. And Mai decides that she's going to join in. So it's like two girls, and then she joins in. Everybody's having a good time. And then Eva decides that she's also going to join in. So now she's dancing. And mind you, Eva is a goddess. She's an actress who graduated from the Beijing Film Academy. She's won many acting awards. I mean, there's no doubt that she is incredibly beautiful, highly talented. But on top of that, she is just, everything about her is pure elegance. She'll be wearing like a Juicy Couture track set. And I'm like, a track suit. And she just looks like a queen. I don't know how to describe her elegance. It's weird. She'd be using a giant scrunchie, putting her hair up in a bun. And I'm like, you literally look like you could be receiving a Nobel Peace Prize right now. Something about you just screams sophistication and elegance, even when she's dressed like that. So she starts dancing and everyone's clapping. Everybody's having a fun time. Everybody's just dancing. But the moment that Mai sees Eva dancing, she stops. And she's clapping for Eva with everybody else. And she's like, oh my God, so wonderful, so wonderful. And she keeps making these comments of, oh, if someone told me she was dancing, I would have stopped dancing. I'm so exhausted. I was just like, she's trying to say, I was trying to make the atmosphere fun. And I was so tired by that. If you told me she was dancing and she was making the atmosphere fun, I wouldn't have done that. And afterwards, she's like, oh, you were so great. You were so incredible. Like, you're beautiful. And then they sit down to eat. So all three couples sit down to eat and they're kind of set apart from each other. Imagine 3 separate tables. But they're all in a row, so they all can kind of cross-talk. And there's nobody else in the restaurant, so no one else can hear them. But she's just scolding her husband. She's like, why didn't you stop me? Why didn't you stop me from dancing? Basically insinuating it's embarrassing to dance next to Eva.
Oh, yeah, she's insecure about it.
Yes, and then she's like, at least you could have reminded me. I could have avoided being part of the atmosphere group. So atmosphere group being like people who set the vibes. And she's like, if she was already setting the vibe, I wouldn't have been setting the vibe. And he just thinks it's like a funny joke. Like, she's just being funny and cute about it. And he's like, what am I going to do? Scream across the room to tell you to, hey, stop dancing. No, but like, you can walk over there and pull me away.
That would be so bad.
Like, that would be worse.
That would be freaking crazy.
Like, he would get canceled on the internet.
Yeah.
And so he's like, no, but your dancing was really good. And she says, no, it wasn't. So the netizens are just really confused. And on the show, there are a panel of experts. Some of them are celebrities. Some of them are celebrity hosts. Some of them are like psychiatrists. And they all like to comment on the relationships. And as they're watching, their primary emotion is perplexed. And all of them are saying, we understand that she's insecure, but it was so good. Like, she looked beautiful dancing.
Yeah.
It's something that only she saw in herself. And so netizens are commenting, but if he had pulled you, you would have been so upset. I think it would have been more embarrassing. And also, like, he thought you were having fun and you looked beautiful. Like, it's okay. Others are saying, like, this is actually so bad. They're saying, while I understand her insecurity, she's the one that started dancing first. And the second that someone prettier is dancing, she suddenly doesn't want to dance. And now it's her husband's fault that he didn't stop her from dancing. It just feels weird. It's like a weird emotion to have. Other people were more understanding, but this is kind of where the hate train starts. But this is not the bad parts. These are still very understandable. So most people thought, I mean, everyone's having fun. What's the big deal? I do think I understand the logic behind, or the emotion behind what Mai feels.
Yeah.
But one, it's not her husband's fault.
Yeah.
And two, it's definitely not something I would voice out loud. I would just be sad about it by myself. I'd just be like, damn, I'm never watching that when it airs. Like, that's crazy. And then the chill couple, the husband is making comments because he's bored. He's like, oh, I barely ate anything yesterday. You know, this is my first full meal today. It's just like a nonchalant thing. No one's responding. Even his wife is like, I don't give a fuck. Same here. Like, we're all on the same set. You think I had a full meal, bitch? But all of a sudden, Mai inserts herself into this conversation and she says, you sound just like my husband. I've heard this sentence so many times, and every time he says stuff like this, it just makes me so anxious.
Wait a minute. What kind of, is she like very serious about this?
Very serious. Yeah, and then her husband just responds, yeah, I guess you've heard that for a lot of years. He seems like the type that forgets to eat. Like, he's very skinny. He seems like the type that like doesn't. She later says he has stomach issues. So he doesn't like to, he's very picky about his food.
Oh, this just got deep.
Yeah, but it was just kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the husband is like, yeah, I guess you've heard it, you know, for a few years. And Mai says, yes, and every time you say that, I get very anxious. And at this point, he's eating. He's actively eating mid-chew. And he doesn't respond because he's mid-chew, which you would think would make her happy because it makes her anxious when he's not eating, right?
Yeah.
But then she goes, are you even listening to me right now? And he goes, I am. Okay. And she starts poking at her food with the chopsticks. And then she turns to him and says, so? That's it? That's all you're going to say? And he's like...
Yeah.
And it just feels like, I think a lot of netizens are saying, sometimes you be having some dumb fights with your husband. You know, sometimes you be having some dumb fights. It's not a fight you would have in public. Definitely not a fight you would have on TV. Because it's just like a dumb fight. Like, you only do this when you're home alone, you two. You're not really even trying to have a fight. But maybe you're a little pissy from the day and you're like, that's it? That's all you're going to say? Okay, whatever. I'm mad at you. And then it's like really not a big deal. And then you're like, babe, don't be mad. And then you're like, okay, I'm not mad. Okay, netizens are like, we get it. But this is crazy to do it right now in this setting in front of people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of netizens are like, fine. Yeah, we can attest. Sometimes your husband is not immediately responding and you'll be like, are you even listening right now? But it's like, this is weird to do it in this setting. And so he tries to twist the subject because he doesn't want to continue. This is really weird. It almost seems like she's wanting him to say, thank you so much for taking care of me, or like, so sorry for making you anxious all those years. I don't know. But he just says, oh yeah, I was talking to one of the other husbands yesterday and we actually have a lot in common. Really? Yeah, like photography. We both like music and bikes. And Lee is responding to every single one of Mai's questions. He's always entertaining her emotions. But when he's talking about this, she looks like she's checked out. She doesn't give a fork.
Oh.
Up until this point, again, I don't know anything about their private relationship. We can only judge by what's been aired on this show. It just feels like he probably has a lot of problems of his own, but she has her own insecurities that she's dealing with, and it feels like she needs to constantly remind him everything she's done for him. And then she gets mad at him at the same time because she does all these things for him, but then he gets frustrated because he never asked her to do these things. So netizens are just commenting that she's a bit of a buzzkill. Everyone's just trying to have fun and she's doing too much, and that maybe she's too sensitive and this feels very suffocating. One thing about this show is that, and this gets me every single time, everybody's marriage is on the brink of collapse. Everything is in shambles. But the way they give each other advice, all of them be giving each other advice, I'm like, ma'am, your divorce papers have been printed. The ink is still drying. What do you mean? So after everybody finishes their meal, the producers hand the couple a handbook and a notice that for the next few days, the 3 couples are going to only have 1,000 yuan to spend per day.
Each couple.
Yes, which is $140. No, collectively.
Oh, 6 people.
Yes.
Okay.
And throughout the episodes, the 3 couples are going to take turns managing the finances and being the tour guide for each stop that they have. So let's say we're going to Kentucky tomorrow, and we are part of the 3 couples. We can only spend $140 for the entire 3 couples. And Kentucky, I will be the tour guide. And then the next one is Arkansas, and the next couple is going to be the tour guide. And whatever you don't spend the first day is going to be carried over to the next round.
Oh.
And then when you run out of money, I mean, I don't think anything big happens when you run out of money. It's just for the purpose of creating some sort of challenge and operation. And immediately Mai announces, I'm the perfect person for this. Like, I handle all the finances. I love doing stuff like this. And so netizens are thinking, okay, this is going to be perfect. Like, this is right up her alley. So she takes on that day immediately. She's like, okay, I'm going to be in charge of today. She gets control of the finances. And immediately, she's just a buzzkill. At the end of the day, this is a divorce show to have these couples reconnect. But she's just complaining the whole time. How is it possible? Like, how are we only going to spend this much in this amount of time? Like, we have 6 people. Like, have you guys thought about the average cost per person? If there's any remaining funds, they're going to be carried around to the next round. So I think I need to go first. And this is good that I'm going first because the person who can save the most should be first so that it'll roll over to the next one. And then we save the last spot for those who just like naturally spend more money. And she just keeps emphasizing how good and how thankful people should be because she's gonna take this first, to the point where the chill couple, the wife literally goes, it's not necessary. Like, you don't have to be doing all of this. You don't need to have money roll over to the next couple. Like, it's fine. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, she wants people to be so thankful when it's like, it's fine then. Don't even do it then. A netizen is like, she's just trying to prove how financially savvy she is. And she just starts ordering everybody. They just finished lunch and she's like, okay, everybody, we gotta pack the leftovers. Because if you calculate, it's like what? A few bucks per person per meal, which is not nearly enough. The other people kind of start ignoring her, but she's nagging. Have you guys done the math here? We've got 6 people. We've got 3 meals a day. Yangzi is so annoyed. He's probably never had to count pennies in his entire life. His parents are filthy rich. His wife is filthy rich. And he literally just responds, I just won't eat then. And she's like, yeah, right. You eat more than anybody else. What do we do today? Should we go get a massage?
A massage? How are you gonna get a massage?
Well, we still have to enjoy life, right?
Have you considered the cost per person? Do you know how many meals that is? If it's 3 meals per person per day, that's like 36 meals starting to... Hey, where are you going?
And he's just walking off. So Lee, her husband, and the other 2 girls stay by.
Lee is like, welcome to my life, guys.
Yeah. And they start packing the leftovers. And at this point, netizens are still kind of supportive of Mai and her financial decisions because they're like, yeah, okay, these celebrities have never had to penny pinch in their lifetimes. Little do they know this is our entire existence. But then she steps out of the tent, the restaurant, and she immediately starts calling Eva's husband, Yangzi, baby.
Baby?
Like pet names. So he wants to go buy fireworks and she's like, honey, you can't be spending any more money, okay? Be a good boy. I'm not paying for any of these expenses. These kids.
What?
So she's like...
Okay, so she's like turning herself into like mommy, maybe?
Yeah, like mamacita, but it's some people thought it was
It's just like weird.
Yeah.
Her energy shifted with everyone. Like she's
Yeah.
in charge now.
I don't know. I don't think I would take offense to it, but some people took offense to it. Why are you calling some like it almost feels like a woman using this to suddenly talk so casually to another woman's husband.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I didn't think it was that crazy, but some people were like, does she think she's funny? The screen was flooded with like question mark. They were saying honey is crossing the line. She's calling him baby in front of his wife and they just met yesterday. So people were saying it's just crazy. But I mean, Eva didn't seem to care. So people didn't think it was the biggest deal. She also does it to the other husband. He wants to buy cigarettes and she's just like, honey, we can't be spending money like this. And I'm sure for smokers, maybe it's difficult to curb your cravings because it is an addiction. It's a nicotine addiction. And he is trying very hard. He's like, I will not eat breakfast for the next 2 days, but I probably need my cigarettes. You know what I mean? Especially I'm on this show to try to make my marriage work. Cutting an addiction cold turkey in the midst of that is probably not ideal. Okay? So maybe I want the cigarettes. But she's so intent about it that he does not end up getting it.
Oh, dang.
So people already thought that was very low EQ of her.
Like just too serious, right?
Yes.
Like you're like bringing down everybody's mood.
Yeah.
While even though you're doing the challenge.
It's like the challenge is supposed to be fun for everyone and make
Yeah.
it like a fun, like, oh my God, what do we do?
Yeah.
But it's not supposed to be like this.
So serious, yeah.
And in order to pay for fireworks that they really wanted to do, her husband volunteers to sing a song as payment. And they set up this beautiful place with mics. I mean, it was already set up.
Oh, he's gonna sing a song to the
Yes.
firework people.
Yes, but it's already set up in this beautiful location. There's a mic stand. He has his guitar already. And what I'm trying to say by that, and this is very important later, is this whole singing of the song is included as a very lengthy segment in the episode as well. So yes, he's singing a song in exchange for fireworks, but it's also really good promotion for his career. Because
yeah.
it's not like they're not giving him vocals, they're
Yeah.
not giving him the proper stage. He's not just like performing on the street like randomly and it looks uncomfortable or embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's such a vibe.
It's a promotion for his song.
It's
on
it's
national
his career.
TV. Yeah.
Exactly. This is important later. Not important right now, but just remember this. But as she's recording it, it was just giving mom recording son at a talent show vibes. So the other couples, they're sitting there enjoying the music. And I don't know, I feel like when I watch you do things that you're good at, like I just like to enjoy the show. Just like to enjoy the vibe, right? Disgusting.
Oh, what?
You know, you just want to like see your husband in his element, being a nerd, being whatever, doing whatever, right? But she's like, the way she's recording is like a TikTok. She's like left frame, right frame, up, right, left, up, right, up, left. And then she's scanning the crowd, showing the other couples. It was just,
Okay.
some netizens just thought it was a lot.
Right.
It was a lot. Like, this is a marriage show at the end of the day. It's like a divorce show. It's not promote your husband show. It's like he might not be your husband at the end of this show. So if anything, don't you feel like you're in the space of, who knows? It might be the last time you hear him sing like that.
Dang.
I don't know. It was just weird. By the rest of the night, everyone wants to get massages, but immediately Mai is already going off. Why am I the only one thinking about saving money? Are you guys not going to eat, drink? I mean, think about it. If we spend all the money, we're going to have to keep performing here tomorrow and the next day for food. We're going to be doing martial arts. We're going to be singing. We're going to be doing all sorts of little talents. I think Mai thought that she was being funny. But nobody else thought it was funny. Like, they started getting annoyed because I think maybe the first time it's funny, but then all day, all night, it's no longer getting funny. I think she has the right intentions, but it was just a buzzkill. And the other couples just get silent and she's nagging to the point where, you remember the radio host husband, the chill couple husband? Chill husband, he's done with her. He just says, you can eat less then. And then Youngju, Nepo baby, parents are rich, wife is rich. He said, that amount of money is fine, okay? Just, we can buy whatever we want. It's fine. His whole attitude is, I'm gonna pull out my black card. The producers are gonna stop me? I don't think so. Come on. Come on, I need a massage. I'm so fucking bored. I don't know anything about my wife, so it's getting awkward talking to her. Hello? Like, that's his vibe, okay? And Maya's like, I don't think it's enough money. Don't think too much.
Just do.
Yeah, don't think, just do. That's
Just
what I
buy.
do.
Just
Yeah.
buy.
Just buy, think later. Okay? And she's like, why do you have to be so extreme? Like, we can always plan first, and then I can also give you the money that we saved on this day, and then you guys will have a bigger budget later. And it's the next couple, the chill couple, the next day. So they're like, we don't want it. Okay, we don't want your leftover money. We don't want it. Do whatever you gotta do planning. We don't need to be involved with the planning. That's another thing they're getting annoyed with. It's like, if it's your couple day,
Yeah.
the whole point the producers made this is that you and your partner brainstorm, like, manage the finances together.
Yeah.
She's just complaining to the whole group. And it's like, it's your freaking day. It's your freaking day. So you go figure it out on your day, and we'll go figure it out on our day. Do I need to know about your problems? No. The answer is no. So he said, I don't want it. I don't want it. Don't give it to me. Go plan your day. Plan whatever you want. I can't take it anymore.
Chill guy's not chill anymore.
No, chill guy is not chill. He just be popping off on the craziest things. But then when it comes to fighting with his wife, he's like super chill. He's like, baby, don't fight me. Everybody else fighting, he's like, shut the fuck up. And then his wife is like, I'm literally gonna divorce you. And he's like, it's not that serious, is it? I love you, you love me. It's just like, what? It's crazy. And she's just taking things so far. Maya's taking things, sucking the fun out of the trip for everyone. The irony is not lost. The irony is not lost because the two other husbands, from this point forward, they shut up about Lee complaining about his wife being too frugal. Because 2 seconds ago, they were like, what's the problem with that? That sounds like a positive thing. And now, they don't like it anymore. And even Yangji says, I suddenly know how Lee feels. When everyone's trying to have a little bit of fun, Maya's nonstop. How much money do we have? How much money do we have? How much money do we have? Watching the others complain about Mai, Lee does step in to mediate. He says, okay, guys, why don't we all just go back to our own places for the night? And he gets the vibe. It's not like he has no EQ. He has higher EQ than Mai. So he's just like, I feel like everyone hates my wife right now. They're about to jump her to buy a pack of cigarettes. My wife is about to get jumped for $5. So I gotta put an end to this. Why don't we all just cool off? Why don't we just go back to our places for a second, and we're gonna go plan and figure it out. She doesn't get the hint. She's like, wait, first we have to discuss if we're gonna eat breakfast or not tomorrow. Ma'am, your husband is literally trying to save you. These celebrities are about to commit felony assault. They're about to fucking punch you. And at this point, the chill husband screams, if you want to eat, just eat. If not, then don't. And then at this point, he does end up going to buy cigarettes. And he's like, I said I'm not going to eat. He's like getting very upset. And so Mai's husband, Lee, is trying to pull her to the side. Like, it's no problem. He said he's not going to eat breakfast. Like, he's about to punch you. Why don't you get it? Why don't you get it? Maybe I have, as a husband, have been too nice. But these other 4 people are going to punch you in the face. Do you get what I'm telling you? And she's still, who skips a meal for cigarettes? And her husband is like, just respect his decision. He's an adult. She's just going on. At this point, viewers are seething. It's just like people are saying it's so suffocating because she's so obsessed with controlling everyone. It's not even just her husband and her own kids, which already is a red flag, but it's just she's always judging other people's choices. She's trying to make everybody's problem her problem. She's calling other people's husbands baby and honey at the same time while judging them, while screaming at them. And it's just like, you gotta pick one. You can't be both. It's just, it was too much. So they go back to their living arrangements. And at this point, it changes per place that they go to. But the residences were separated by girls and the guys.
You're saying on this night?
Yes.
Okay.
And sometimes they will travel by RV and it'll be girls and the guys. So the girls and the guys, they're separated. And Mai is still not done. This is her whole personality. We will never hear the end of it the whole fucking season. It feels like she wants kudos for managing so well, while the other couples are so chill because when she gets back, she's complaining to the other wives now. Oh my God. I never thought that $140 could last 6 people. It's just not enough. Like, I don't understand why I have to manage money at home, and now while I'm on this trip, I still have to be in charge. And people are like,
That is an insane statement.
People are like, you volunteered.
Yes.
She's like, and you know what I realized? I realized in this moment that men are like children.
Whoa.
Yeah, which is like, people have problems with that, you know, and like normally I'm so chill about it too, but it was just a lot because I
Yeah.
think she's like insulting the woman's husbands
Yeah.
in front of them.
Yeah.
I think I would have a hard time with that. It
So
would just be like,
what did the other 2 wives say?
I mean, they didn't say anything, which is exactly what I would do, but it definitely would not be something I would experience as pleasant.
Yeah.
I don't know. Worry about your own husband. I'll worry about my husband. It's okay. And like, I'm not saying my husband's great, but like, come on. That's kind of mean. And I just met you. It's kind of weird, right? But she's like, in these situations, they still insist on spending money. They're not thinking about eating and food and just like going on and on and on. And it was just like initially in the beginning when the guys were spending money, don't get me wrong, all the viewers are like, men are idiots. But then when she kept going on about it in front of their wives and the wives are just like, yeah. It's also, even if the wives agree, even if they're like, yeah, men are idiots, even if they agree, it's just a very uncomfortable position to put these wives in.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to do? Trash talk my husband on live TV right now? Like, it's not even good. It's not even like I am talking about his shortcomings so that we can get better as a couple. It's just like,
Yeah.
I feel like you just want me to shit on my husband for no reason. And like, that's weird. So people were just saying, it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird, especially because you just called their husbands honey 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. Does she have like 0 EQ?
Yes.
Always saying the wrong thing at the wrong time all the time.
It's really weird because she has high EQ. Okay, what I noticed is EQ is emotional like intelligence. It's like IQ but for emotions. She has really high EQ on picking up other people when it's negative towards her. But then everything else, like her EQ is not high.
Yeah.
And so the comments are saying, didn't you choose this? You chose to be the one on day one. Like, my head hurts from listening. People are saying, she talks too damn much. Other people are commenting, first of all, you were the one who chose to do this. Second of all, you're the one treating the men like kids. Like, they weren't acting like kids. You decided to treat them like kids. And if you're not tired, because you keep yapping, then who the fuck is tired? Okay? Because what's happening? Everyone agreed that they should just split the money every day between the 3 different couples.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because you can just decide how to do it. And
Yeah.
she didn't want to do it. And she still doesn't want to do it later. We're going to talk about it because she wants to be in control of the money.
And she want to complain about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she volunteers to be the tour guide the next day. And a lot of people start psychoanalyzing Mai. And I think a lot of people have sympathy, as do I. I think lots of people have sympathy for how she might feel this way. Being a housewife to a celebrity who probably meets lots of fangirls that are young and maybe are more conventionally attractive, and then you see all these other celebrity wives and maybe they look different from you, and you start having all of these thoughts and you feel like, what if he leaves me? I have no financial security. I have nothing. Like, I sacrificed my entire life for his career, and now that he's bigger and successful, what if he just decides that he's gonna find someone younger and hotter? Like, I totally get it. But I think the way that she behaves towards other people outside of her husband, because if her husband is making her feel that way, that's also a problem. And he also they need to work on it together. Mm-hmm. If he's making her feel more like that, that's both of their problems, right? It's not just a her problem, it's their problem. But when she brings it upon the other couples, it's just like, it's not their problem. Your problem is not their problem. And like, your problem is not everybody's priority. And I think that's where it starts getting weird. But people have been psychoanalyzing. It just seems like she's craving purpose and the feeling of being needed. But the paradox is she wants to be perceived as almost like a victim, is what netizens say. Like the one who gave up everything.
Yes.
And she's forced to give up everything. But then people are saying it's hard when you're the one choosing to do these things, because then you can't also act like you're forced. So through her words, she has to almost have this facade of reluctance. It's like, oh, I want to do that. Nobody listens, so now I have to do this. And it's like, then you have to constantly nag to establish this narrative that you have been burdened with responsibility that you did not ask for. In reality, you asked for it. You wanted it. So it's like complicated.
Yeah, in Chinese we call it like morality kidnapping. Like you kidnap someone with quote unquote morality.
Yeah, that's kind
It's
of
like-
what she's doing.
Yeah, like, you know, like I did all of this for you. They're basically getting kidnapped by you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how people were receiving it. And again, people are a little bit more lenient about her relationship with her husband. They're like, at the end of the day, she did raise his kids. She did bear 2 of his kids. You know, like that's very complicated. We don't know if what we're seeing on this show is how their relationship really is like. We don't know. But when it comes to the other couples, it was just like a lot. And this
Yeah.
is nothing. It gets so much worse. This is nothing. This is, at this point, the other couples don't even feel like she's doing anything too burdensome. She's just like chilling. Like they're fine. That night, every couple, the tour couple, has a photo shoot. Like some sort of, it's like a divorce photo shoot almost, or a moment of reflection. So they get this card, and it's life has many shining moments that are photographed, uploaded, browsed, and liked, but those faded instants may be deeply held in the mind, visible only to oneself. So they have this whole thing, instructions, where in the middle of the night, they're supposed to head outside onto this big grassy lawn, and the theme of the photo shoot is divorced. How would it be remembered? They walk out onto the lawn, and there's this huge projector, and it's like a projection screen. So a shadow is reflected on there, and it looks like 2 couples. It looks like maybe they're kissing. I don't know. It just looks like 2 couples. And Maya's standing in front of it, so is Lee, and they're guessing, well, it's probably a picture of us, right?
2 couples or one couple?
One couple, like 2
couple.
people.
Oh.
One couple. And she's like, well, it's probably a picture of us, right? And then the photographer, the artist, comes out from behind. And she says, this is a projection of you guys. And Maya's like, oh, I know what picture it is. I think it's the one from our wedding, right? And it's revealed it is exactly the one from the wedding. And she immediately turns around to her husband and says, you get 0 points. And so a lot of netizens didn't like that. But again,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know their relationship. Maybe that's how they joke, but it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird in such a special moment. I don't know. But she was just like, you get 0 points. And he just quietly says, yeah, I couldn't tell at first. And she just stares at him and laughs. So she has this thing where she laughs even if she's mad, even if she's sad, she just be laughing. And it's kind of scary. Okay, so she's just laughing. Some people felt like she's not laughing. Like you can tell she seems annoyed. She seems annoyed that he didn't see it before her, which is kind of weird, netizens thought. But they're told to walk behind the projector. And she's wrong too, because it's not a shadow. It's just white drapes, and they have this light machine. And they used a real sculpture to cast it. And that sculpture
What?
is made from a pile of clothes.
Wait, an artist
Yes.
use a pile of clothes to create a shadow that looks just like their wedding photo.
Yes.
That's
and
crazy.
The pile of clothes is very meaningful. She says, this is the 0 point moment in your marriage, yes? And Lee instantly knows what it is. Mai doesn't know, but he says yes. This incident hurt me for a really long time. I think I was upset for maybe a month. This is one of their biggest fights ever. And they
Mai
talk
doesn't
about it.
remember?
She does a little bit, but she's not really engaging. And this happened a few times. So the first time, Mai moved in with him, and she went into their closet, and she said, look, there's not even space for my clothes in the closet. He just tells her, okay, yeah, I can move some clothes out. He says she still got upset and said, even if you move clothes out, I don't have enough space to put clothes in. Like, I won't have a lot of space to put a lot of clothes. It'll just be like a little bit of clothes. So he moves, half the closet out, and she doesn't use the space. So he's like, okay, he moves the clothes back in. And then the second time, she gets mad again. She's like, I don't have anywhere to put my clothes in this closet. So then he moves more clothes out of the closet. And then she's like, no, still not good. So then he moves the clothes back in, and he's like, I don't get what's happening right now. Like, I don't get it. And then he says everything was fine. So eventually, this goes on for like weeks. Eventually, he thought it's fine. She moved on from it. There's no conversation about it. I guess her clothes are in like a separate room with because I guess she moved in with him, right? And so her clothes are in a different room. Everything is fine during the day. He didn't do anything. He says, I didn't do anything to upset her or trigger her or anything. And then suddenly she thought of something related to her friends who have their own closet wardrobe rooms, I guess. So then she comes up to him and she says, there's no space for my clothes. My friends all have their own like vanity tables and wardrobe rooms. Their husbands treat them so well. And just look at you. Look at our house. Look at your clothes. They're all yours. There's no place for me in this house. Around that time, they were moving.
To a new house.
Yeah. So they end up moving to the new house. I think that's why also he's like, okay, well, we're moving to a new house where you're going to have so much more space.
Yeah.
So they move to this new house and she brings up the issue again. Like, I don't have enough space for my clothes in this house. So he's so frustrated by this moment. He starts, like, this guy is so calm. You don't see him show any emotion throughout the entire show except for maybe a handful of times. The other couples, all of them are like on an emotional roller coaster. The husband, the wives, everybody. He has maybe like 3 moments. He gets so upset. He goes into his closet and trashes every single piece of clothing he owns. He said that he came up with multiple solutions. She wasn't content with any of it, and she would just randomly bring it up out of nowhere when he thought the conversation was over. And he just was so confused. He didn't understand what she even wanted anymore, so he just threw away all his clothes. This was his thought. If she thinks there's not enough space, I'll make space for her. Okay. Then she thinks it's not enough space for her clothes. He makes more space for her. Then he said the problem became, I don't have enough clothes. My friends have more clothes than me. My friends have their own clothing rooms. I don't have space for my clothes. So he's just so confused that he just throws away all of his clothes because he's like, I don't understand what the problem is anymore. I don't get it. And it's weird.
Yeah, I feel like it's not even about the clothes.
It's not.
It sounds very like symbolic to their whole relationship.
Yes. Okay, it gets crazier. He throws away all of his clothes. And now Mai never brings up the clothes again. Never brings up the clothes again. And even on the show, when she's asked about this whole incident, she describes him throwing out the clothes as an emotional outburst. She also says, like, I don't even really recall these fights. I honestly, I saw you throwing away your clothes and I didn't know why you were throwing your clothes away. I thought you were just being like petulant, which is how you describe a kid, like throwing a temper tantrum. I thought if he wants to throw away his clothes, let him.
这我不太理解
啊，
我不太理解。
And
This is crazy
he looked
stuff.
so upset. He said, but you noticed, like, you didn't realize how much I threw away? Like, I threw away, like, everything. I can't remember exactly. My memory's a little fuzzy. Anyway, I didn't really care about it. I can't remember. I don't know how much he threw away. She also says very confidently, like, I really forgot about all the fights and the clothes incident, but I did remember his behavior. He stayed angry for a really long time because of this, but you know what? I didn't even know why he was so angry, so it's not something I can even comprehend. So even if he tells me, I just kind of forgot about it. I honestly didn't get it.
Wow.
And people were so shocked. So before she even responded to it, a lot of netizens felt like it's not about the clothes, right? They thought maybe her annoyance comes from the fact that she just wants to feel like he thought about her before she's like, hey, did you think about me? Maybe that's where she was coming from, right? But a lot of people are saying at her grown age, with her having 2 kids, she cannot communicate like this. If that's what you want to say, instead of bringing it up weirdly at random times, you should just say, hey, I wish you would have done this. Or, hey, I wish like this is something that makes me sad that you didn't even think to empty clothes out before I moved in. Or like, hey, I just thought it was sad that you just expected me to use the second closet. And it just feels like, I don't know. It just makes me sad, I guess. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. And I wish next time you would maybe put some more thought into these things. People were saying like, if she had said any of those, everybody would be on her side. In fact, people would be like, yeah, bitch, why didn't you think about her, Lee? Like, what's wrong with you? But it's the fact that she brought it up like a kid so many times. And then he is clearly so confused. So he throws away all of his clothes. And then now she doesn't remember anything. And now this is not even important. And now he's the kid. She's like, honestly, I don't even remember these fights. And everyone's like, what do you mean you don't remember these fights? Also, people don't like the fact that she brings up her friends a lot. This is one of the first times, but she'll do it
Yeah.
a lot. Like a lot. Like too many times. And it almost seems like a lot of their big fights come after she talks to her friends. And people just did not like that either.
Huh.
And again, I think the reason that people are psychoanalyzing it is if they're moving into a new house, I mean, I'm very emotional too, and I am non-confrontational, and I also like to be like taken care of before I say things. But if I'm moving into a new house, are you kidding? I'd 100% be like, oh my God, I want a wardrobe room. I want a closet room because my friends have a closet room. So this room is my closet room. Nobody touch this room. But it's the fact that she refuses to say that before they're moving into the house, but then she's mad at him that all of her friends have that. So it's like, then say something. Like, it's just, people were getting a little bit frustrated of, it goes both ways. Like, it goes both ways. It was weird. She says that now if she had to analyze the whole fight afterwards, in hindsight, she says that her husband was probably just having an emotional outburst.
Wow.
Netizens are just saying that it seems like she just wants to make him feel guilty because she drops the closet thing after that incident. So it seems like the purpose was not even, I just want you to care about me, which is what a lot of netizens thought, and that's what I thought. Some netizens are saying, no, if you watch the whole season, it seems like she will drop these in moments to make him feel guilty. They say it's kind of like how older generations treat their kids.
Yes,
They'll
yeah.
drop these like, I raised you. Do you know what I did for you? Do you know what it took for me to immigrate for you? Like those types of things.
Emotional kidnapping.
Yes. And it's just like they find problems or they create problems just to make their kids or their partners feel indebted to them.
Hate that.
And Mai continues that Lee does nothing to solve any problems for her. And he never solved any problems. All he did was throw away his clothes. But then Lee is saying, I literally solved the problem. And like, even with clothes, he says, I think I buy you clothes every single year. Like,
Okay, it sounded like when she said not solving problem, it's not like actual space for the clothing. Again, it's not about the clothing. It's like her need and desire to get, to validate her feelings or be an outlet of her emotions or whatever. Like, she feels that's not solved. Would you say that's what she's keep bringing it up?
Like,
but the way she express it, it's like, I don't have space for clothing. And he's like, here's space. What space are you talking about? So they're definitely not even communicating.
They're not communicating, but on top of that, sometimes I think her needs are unwarranted. At this point, it still feels like her needs are very basic, like need for love and affection. Her needs get crazy. It gets like uncontrollable to the point where it's like, oh, girly pop, how are you going to let me side with your husband? That should not be happening. That's actually insane. Okay. And throughout all of this, Mai says, actually, the whole closet thing was not because I wanted him to make space for me in my closet. I wanted him to show me love and buy me things and buy me gifts. And he never does that. And Lee is like, because he's like, okay, let me tell you something. We were moving during this time. As you guys heard in the story, we were moving. So we're moving to this new house. We're doing renovations. I'm so busy. We also have 2 kids. I bought her gifts. Did I not? And he starts listing out the gifts that he bought her. And she goes, yeah, but I didn't even use like the fancy hand cream and body lotion you got me.
Oh.
And he's like, but you just said I didn't buy you anything and I bought you things. And she's like, yeah, but it doesn't count because I didn't actually use them.
Damn.
And so everyone on the internet is just so done with Mai at this moment because they're like, what do you mean? Like, everything that comes out of your mouth, you're making us side with your husband. It doesn't make sense. Even Lee is like, also the problem with buying her gifts, she complains I don't buy her gifts. I buy her gifts. She doesn't like it. So then she returns it. So then I tell her, then please, you go buy what you want. She refuses to buy anything. And then she complains that I don't buy her gifts. And that she doesn't have as many gifts as her friends do. And it's like this vicious fucking cycle. Okay? I don't get it. And so most of the comments at this point were on Lee's side. And they're like, oh, listening to them talk is so exhausting. Like, you ever hear 2 people communicate and you just feel so exhausted? Because you're like, I think both of you guys are talking to a brick wall. This is crazy to me. This is how people feel about this relationship. At one point, Lee even talks about for her birthday, he wanted to give her gifts that were of material value and also emotional value. So he got her a cake. He bought her a very expensive gift. He made her a PowerPoint presentation of how much he loved her and all the great things about her. And he dressed up in a bear costume and danced to a song to surprise her.
Damn.
So he
For
was
her
like,
birthday?
Yes, he was like, I'm gonna spend the money. I'm gonna make sure it's emotional. I'm gonna make sure it's sentimental. And I'm gonna make sure it costs money.
That is
He did
actually
all
crazy.
of that. He did all of that.
Uh-huh.
And now on the show, she very confidently, even proudly, and this is like what's crazy to me, she proudly says, yeah, he did all of that. It's just fine. I mean, it wasn't like bad. It's not that I didn't like it. It's just fine.
就还好。
That is crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Netizens were trying so hard to be on her side because the other two couples, the netizens are like, hey, burn the men at the stake. I'll pour gasoline. Husbands at home are like, you know, they're my boys, but let's burn them. You know, I don't care. Like, let's burn these guys. With this couple, all the netizens are like, this is actually crazy that I'm siding with the husband on a divorce show. Usually when you're on a divorce show, 9 times out of 10, you're siding with the wife. But this time I'm siding with the husband.
Damn.
And I don't even know which side is north anymore because this has thrown me off balance.
How does he rate this 8.5 out of 10?
Yeah, no, it gets worse. This is
This is nothing.
This is elementary school,
This
honey.
is nothing, guys.
This is nothing.
Just you wait.
Did you see how many times I stopped
Yeah,
watching?
yeah.
And I had to take a walk around the couch. I had to walk
Pacing
around
back and forth, back and forth.
No, literally, I was pacing back and forth because I was just so speechless. I mean, she would just complain about everything. Oh, we're about to enter the famous Shanghai green rice cake incident. The show invites a very famous speaker, host, investor, educator. She's like, her name is Teacher Zhang. She has a very respectful reputation in the industry. She's like a keynote speaker. She does post-graduation ceremonies. She just knows how to talk to people. She understands people. She understands people's wants and needs. And she's logical, but she has so high EQ. She's like a problem solver. So she's sitting down with the wives, and Mai starts complaining that her husband just doesn't do enough. Like, he doesn't do shit.
You know,
And the
that's kind of
girlies are
like
like-
universal.
Yeah, the girlies are like this, right? Until she starts talking, and then they go, oh. Wait, never mind. I take that all fucking back. You're on your own, lady. Okay, this is the story that pissed her off. She loves green rice cakes
Oh my god.
from Shanghai.
I didn't know she brought it up herself.
She brought it up herself.
Wow.
He didn't bring it up. She brought it up. She loves green rice cakes from Shanghai. They're famous in Shanghai. So her husband, Lee, decides, I'm going to surprise her. I'm going to get a round trip ticket from Shanghai to Beijing, which is like a 2-hour flight.
It's like here to New York.
Yeah,
Atlanta
it's
to New
a
York.
2-hour flight. So he's going to leave at 7 in the morning, fly 2 hours there, but then obviously airport traffic time and then,
Yeah.
getting to the green rice cake place. He gets there in Shanghai, but it's a surprise. If he had asked her, what's your favorite flavor, then it wouldn't be a surprise.
Yeah.
So then he was like, I don't want to fuck it up. I'm going to get every single flavor. So he
Damn.
buys one of each.
Damn.
And then he immediately gets on a plane, flies home, and presents it to her. And like all the other wives are like, aw. Even Teacher Zhang is like, aw. Like, that's actually so sweet. She says he flew to Shanghai to buy it, and that's all he did. He didn't do anything after buying it. He came right back. And everyone's like, that's really good. Like, he didn't go call up another bitch while he was in Shanghai. Like, that's amazing. Like, it also even wasn't a work trip. Like, he didn't go to a work meet. He literally flew there for your Shanghai green rice cakes and then flew his ass back. He didn't even call me. Yeah, because it was a surprise. He didn't even call me to ask me if there was anything else I would like to eat from Shanghai.
This is crazy.
Do you see the problem? Like, he's so simple-minded.
She's dead ass.
So dead ass.
And then what is everybody else's like?
Literally,
face?
the other wives start scooting away from her, not subconsciously. The chill wife is next to her, and you just see her throughout this whole conversation start like shifting her body away. Like, she doesn't even want to associate with someone so Looney Tune. She's like, "You're actually insane." Can we stop wasting resources on teacher Zhang on you? Because you need a different type of therapist.
What in the world?
Yeah.
And what is teacher Zhang said?
But she keeps going on. Okay, so first Mai goes on and she's like, I mean, yeah, I can be touched, but like there's a point at which you can't be satisfied. Like the point is, if you're already there, call me and ask me if there's anything else I want to eat. But no, he just gets the green rice cakes.
Wow.
Teacher Zhang is speechless. People say it's actually her first time in her entire career.
That she's speechless?
Yeah, she just like shakes her head. The other girls even joke, but you're, because you don't want him to waste a plane ticket, right? Like you're just being practical. You know, you just want him to buy more stuff if he's already there, right? And they thought that she would get the hint, like you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
But she just is like, yeah, don't waste the plane ticket.
Oh, she's being frugal.
Yeah, and then he's like, and also, the first, he comes back, and I only like the salted egg yolk and the meat floss flavor. I take the first bite, and it's red bean paste. So it's not even the right flavor. And they're like, wait, but he bought all the flavors, right? And so she says proudly, yeah, he bought all the flavors because if he bought the wrong flavor and he guessed wrong, I would have scolded him to death.
Oh, shit. Wow, this is wild.
And immediately the teacher is like, did you just say you would yell at him to death? Of course I would, because he spent money on plane tickets and then you bought me a flavor I don't even like. I mean, wouldn't you guys? And all the wives are like literally moving away from her. Just, yeah, sure. They're just like leaning away. And they're just thinking, this is actually insane. You keep telling us your husband does nothing. He fucking flew to Shanghai to buy you a fucking dessert. A dessert. That's actually insane. And what do you mean scold you to death? And I think the worst part is she says it in a way that's so proud.
Yeah.
It's not even like, hey, this is a flaw in my personality. I'm trying to work on it. Holy shit, it's hard. Like, I got issues. I'm trying to fix it. I go to therapy once a week. I'm trying. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not going to lie about it. I'm going to tell you exactly. I'm not great at that. But it's the fact that she's like, haha. And everyone's like, this is, a lot of the comments are like, sister, what are you doing? They're saying, this is actually, what is your logic? And people are saying, stop arguing for yourself. I can't listen anymore. Like, this is insane. And so she keeps complaining about this. Also, we're going to get there in a second. But this is such an iconic scene that people will actually check into this scene. Because in China, like a lot of the social media, like you check into destinations when you get there.
You tag the location.
Yeah, and so people are like tagging this.
The rice cake?
Yeah, Shanghai rice cake. And they're also checking in on the comments. And they're saying, this is my obligatory check-in that I've hit this landmark in the show.
Oh.
Yeah, and they'll like post about it, like checking in.
What?
Even Eva, who is usually very quiet, especially when it comes to the other couples, she says, I think you're a little interesting. You want to know why? The chill wife literally says diva. That's why. She literally says like, cause she a diva.
是我觉得你有点奇怪，你知道为什么吗？作不是作。
Eva says, because you yourself are not a romantic person, but you're asking your partner to be romantic. But you're not romantic, are you not? And Mai tries to go, no, you're not. Because she's trying to argue. Like, she's trying to make up a lie or, like, make up something. And she's like, no, but you're not. And she's saying, like, it's actually crazy for you to expect that when you yourself are not. Like, it's weird. It's just weird to be mad at someone when you are also not that.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you're, like, a hopeless romantic and you do
Yeah.
all these romantic gestures and then... But
Feel
also,
like
this is fucking romantic.
Yeah, like she probably wants it for the wrong reason. Like romantic is like, oh, her friend's husband being romantic
Yeah.
and they brag about it, for example. Or just telling her and she gets all jealous and saying, why don't you do this? But deep down, she doesn't want his romantic gesture. She wants the wrong things for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. And I think, or she is deluded into thinking that will make her happy when it really won't, because that's not her personality.
Yeah.
Because if you are genuinely someone who appreciates romantic gestures, this already is so romantic.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
beyond romantic, right? But
Yeah.
then to be upset about it, it's like, then clearly you're not someone who appreciates romantic gestures. And then she just admits to Eva, like, you're right. Okay, fine. I'm not. I'm very pragmatic. I'm very realistic. But then she says, but we had special circumstances here. This was happening when we were already fighting. I was already mad and he wanted to make me happy. But what I'm angry about is that he doesn't even care about me. Like, under these circumstances, he still doesn't know my favorite flavor. And at this point, all the people, like the hosts of the show that are watching are just commenting like, but he bought all the flavors. And teacher Zhang is saying, but he flew to Shanghai, And everybody's just kind of speechless at what to say. Netizens are confused because she seems genuinely angry about this. And it's just weird.
Bring this up on national TV and talking about it like this.
And she also brings up how they have a really close friend, a couple friend, and she brings up this couple friend a lot, where the husband buys the wife gifts like every single day. Every single day. And her husband does not buy her gifts. And we already know the problem with that because he'll buy her gifts and she doesn't like it. She'll return it. And then he'll be like, okay, then buy something that you want. And then she won't buy it. And then she'll complain that her friend's husband buys her gifts. So we know the problem with this. Teacher Zhang says, okay, so then what would be the perfect gift for you right now? And she responds in a way that Chinese netizens wanted to die. Die. She says, well, I don't really want anything. And so the teacher is like, okay, well, that's also a problem then. Because you don't want anything. You don't know what you want. But you want him to buy you the perfect thing that you want. But you don't even know what you want. He's supposed to know you better than you? Like, that's crazy. And so then she finally says, it's kind of uncomfortable for me to say this, because I don't even really want it. Like, I'm really not a materialistic person. But I think right now having a bag would probably make me look better, probably, show face.
A designer bag.
And so all the comments are like, I see. She would have liked the rice cakes if they were in a designer bag. She would have liked the rice cakes if they were inside of a Chanel bag. So people also had problems with this because it just felt very pick me. Like, I'm not very materialistic. I feel uncomfortable even saying I want a bag because I don't want a bag. I'm not materialistic like all these other girls. But I just think it's, something I could have. And then also netizens dug up that she has lots of bags to the point where she was years ago reselling a Chanel bag because she wrote online, my closet has so many bags. Like, I'm overwhelmed with bags. So it's not like she has 0 bags and she's like, you know what? I want one good purse. That's it. I am using a grocery tote as my bag for years now, and it's embarrassing.
That's so interesting. So she has like bags, or at least one Chanel bag.
She wrote in the post,
Right.
my closet, I have so many bags.
Yeah, but let's just say she has bags, right?
Yeah.
But then she's using a bucket as a trash can.
Yeah, that's why people
like a trash can costs what? You can get one for like $20, right? Is it because at the end of the day she's frugal but she cares about what the outside sees?
People say that she wants to live in a fairy tale where she wants to, okay, these are netizens. They're saying she wants to be someone who is always sacrificing for the family. And her husband showers her with Hermes and Chanel, and she keeps saying no, but he's so obsessed with her. He keeps buying it for her, and she keeps saying no. And it's just not her. She wants to be the Korean mom. You know how the Korean moms beg? Let me show you how the Korean moms beg. And it's a meme on TikTok. And I'm going to tell you, it's like 99.9% accurate. My daughter bought me this Chanel bag, and I didn't even want a bag. And I said, I don't even know how to pronounce. And she said, don't worry, Mom. We have like 50 of these. Chanel. And so she bought me that one. And I hate that she's spending money on me. And it just makes me like, don't spend money on me. Spend it on yourself. And she's like, Mother, I already have 100 of these. I literally use it to like pick up dog shit. And so she bought me 3 of these this weekend. And I just put it in, like, it's that. That's what she wants to do. Like, she wants to be like, I don't even care about stuff like this. Do you know what I mean?
But she deeply cares.
Yeah. And so people are saying like she'll give up on things that she doesn't care about and use it to guilt trip him, like the paint bucket trash can. So like that is a way to guilt trip him and be like, I'm not like the other girls, but she does want to be like the other girls. And that's okay to be like the other girls. What's wrong with the other girls? You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with being like the other girls. There's nothing wrong with being like,
I better get a bag for my birthday. I birthed your kids.
So people are commenting, to put it nicely, she's frugal, but to put it bluntly and truthfully, she's materialistic. So people are just having a freaking field day with this. And she also keeps digging her own grave. So she gets mad at him about the Shanghai rice cakes. That's an iconic scene. Then she brings up how she's not materialistic, but she wants a designer bag as a gift. And then she talks about how her and her husband are just so different. Like their interest, even in music, is so different. Mind you, he is an artist. He's a singer-songwriter. She says, I only like to listen to like Billboard 100. Me as fuck. Me. Okay, only TikTok music. Sometimes he likes to listen to off the beaten road songs where it's like 5 people have listened to it, right? People are saying, okay, what's the problem with that? There's no problem with that. And she says, but we're just so different. And the teacher is like, oh, well, I mean, you guys can, that's the whole point. Everyone should be different, have your own interests, and then you ask about each other's interests and get to know each other. And that's the whole joy of being married to somebody, because you guys cannot be carbon copies of one another. And she says, I would ask about his music and his hobbies, but if I'm being honest, I'm just not interested. She says, I mean, I could ask, but then he would just talk about it for 2 hours, and then I would have to be sitting there thinking about, okay, what should I eat for lunch?
That is crazy. She just doesn't like him. Like, come on. There's nothing he could do, okay, that would change her. Period.
And teacher Zhang is like, that's crazy. Like, this whole thing is crazy. So then she tries to bring it back to the Shanghai rice cake incident.
Oh
and
my God.
Teacher Zhang is like, you know what? Let's go back to last night when we first met. You and I met, right? You, me, Teacher Zhang, and you, Mai. You were really good at taking care of me. You know, you helped me get food. And I was thinking, this girl is just a natural caretaker. You put the beef in my bowl. And what if at that moment I had said to you, I don't even eat beef. That's not what I want to eat. Don't put the beef in my bowl. I don't even like that. What would you think? I'll think you're such a diva.
she was like, and then?
And teacher Zhang literally goes, exactly. And Mai goes quiet. And she says, okay, I get what you're saying. But she don't got it.
She said, you get a point. That's it.
Yeah, she said, you got the point, but I'll be back. You know, teacher Zhang is telling her, a lot of times with relationships, and it's not just men, but just relationships in general. And like, you can read any relationship book, you can read any sort of human interaction book, and this exists. If someone is trying to do something nice for you, when you point out the negative things in that nice act, people are going to stop being nice to you. Okay? That's just how it works. That's when someone gives you a gift. And your first thing is to say,
But why isn't it the color pink?
guess what? You're not going to get any more gifts, because that's just the way people work. Like, they were so excited. They prepared this gift for you. They were so excited to give it to you and make you happy. And then now you have made this a stressful, unpredictable experience. Instead of getting the reaction they really wanted, you got mad. So now they don't want to take the chance anymore, and your ass is never getting a gift ever fucking again. And that is what teacher Zhang is telling her. And she's saying, you know, you do this once, you do this twice. I don't think it's good. Do it 3 or 4 times. You see what happens. He's never going to do stuff like this for you ever again. And she says, oh, please, I've done it more than 4 times.
Oh, shit. See, like, there's no hope. She's not gonna get it. Like, there's nothing.
And people were so confused. Like, why are you proud of mistreating your partner? Like, it's weird. It's weird. Even when teacher Zhang points out how ridiculous her logic is, she just is like, oh, wow. She just laughs. She laughs, and all the comments are now like, every time she laughs is the calm before the storm. Anytime she laughs too hard, it's about to go down. And she continues to say, but the thing with our relationship is, it's very good with the other couple. Sometimes we'll see them like 2-3 times a week. So she's bringing up this other couple again. And she says, I always see the wife getting presents. And I'm just thinking, how could my husband watch other people, see other people's wives receive gifts all the time and do nothing for me?
Ay, ay, ay.
And at this point, everybody is sick of this woman's shit. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, there are netizens who hate her. I think that's aggressive. We don't even know the woman in real life. But it's just, I get so tapped up. stop it watching her. Like, if I see her communicating for more than 3 minutes on the screen, I have to take breaks. I get so frustrated, and I don't know. I thought genuinely going into this, Tiffany was like, well, he's very logical and she's very emotional, and it's like oil and water. They just clash. And I was thinking, I'm probably going to relate to her because I'm emotional, you're logical, and like sometimes we clash over that too. So I'm going to be like, yes, girl, I kind of feel you. You're crazy, but I feel you. Turns out, not at all. In fact, she is the exact personality that I cannot personally be friends with. It's just like overwhelming. It's the type of personality that piques your anxiety. It's just like so much stimulus in one person, like so much going on. I feel like she's the type where you have to be like, I think that you look better in the pink dress than the blue dress. And then you have to list out 3 pages of all the disclaimers. Otherwise, she will get mad at you. And she will berate you. And she will, like, literally one of the comments, and we're going to get into more of this, but someone said, I have seen one person be bullied by a whole group of people. But I have never seen one person bully a whole group of people by themselves. And that is what Mai is going to do to not just her husband, but to every single person on this show. What's even crazier is a lot of people started digging, and Mai is confidently answering a lot of these questions herself. Some people thought it's reasonable that she's frugal and she wants her husband to buy her these gifts. Maybe she has financial insecurity because she is the housewife, and a lot of housewives deal with financial insecurity. Mai owns 90% of the shares of her husband's business, which is him. He is the musician, and she owns 90% of the company that he produces music under. She controls all of the finances. She's basically like the CFO of his earnings, the CEO of his life. Like she controls everything. If anything, I feel like he's going to be screwed if they divorce. So people are like, I don't know. Because originally a lot of housewives were relating to her about the financial insecurity and the need to be frugal and wanting your husband to buy you these things because maybe you don't feel like it's your money.
Yeah.
But every time someone feels sympathy for her, everyone's like, well, actually, this is what she said.
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait a minute, what's happening? And if you thought that maybe she's just emotionally dense, right? But she's a good person, you know? I think she's a good person. I think so. But sometimes it came off really rude. There was a moment where finally another couple starts opening up. And the chill couple, they're describing how the chill wife, her family had given a huge dowry to the chill husband. And this dowry was supposed to be used for them buying a house and setting up their married life. So it wasn't like, hey, my new son-in-law, here's a bunch of money, do whatever you want with it. It's supposed to be something to set up their life where they feel comfortable about it. He takes control over the money. He starts investing in some risky stocks. He loses it all. He loses it all. And when she asks about it, he lies about it twice before he finally confesses all of this. And this is like a huge part of their relationship because she feels like their marriage was started on lies, and she feels upset because it's not even about the principle of losing the money. It's the fact that he didn't even tell her, and it wasn't a joint decision to invest in stocks. And then he lied to her about it. It's just a lot. And so she's asking the other husband, the chill husband, was it a lot of money? Yeah. You lost everything? Yeah. Then your wife's family is probably very rich.
Oh my gosh. She's like,
it just...
what is wrong with this woman?
Like it wasn't...
Reading the room, 0, like...
Yeah, it was not a great vibe. The vibe, I don't know what vibe it was. It was either like... Well, then your wife's family is very rich and you probably don't even have to worry about it. So, like, your problems are not real problems. My problems are real problems. It was, like, either that or it was just, like, I literally don't care if it doesn't involve me.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it was, but it was just so strange. Everybody was so thrown off on it. And the other husband, you can tell the chill husband does not f with Mai the whole season. He's not outright mean, but he's just telling her as advice, like, I think one thing to remember for all couples is that none of us should be under the impression that our spouses or our families cannot function without us. He's basically saying, don't get comfortable and act like your husband and kids are going to die without you. Like, everyone can live without each other.
Damn.
And she says, he said something to me similar once that really hurt me. It's basically like what you said. He said something along the lines of, the earth will go on spinning without you and his life will still go on. And I was so angry, I was just so angry and mad. And he's like, that's exactly what I'm telling you. That's exactly what I'm telling you. So then the chill husband is just trying to tell her, you need to let go a little. Like, if that makes you mad, that's alarming because that's the truth. Is it the nicest thing to say? No, but like he probably said it for a reason because you act like everyone's gonna die without you there. And that's not only bad for him, but that's bad for you because you put so much pressure on yourself. And he's just saying, don't hold on so tightly. Just leave some room for yourself. Like prioritize yourself. And she says, I haven't had time for myself for so many years.
Ugh.
I don't even know how to. And then there's another trigger for us. So we have this friend who's very close and he buys things for his wife every day.
Is this like the fucking 5th time she bring up the friend?
So everyone...
I feel like her response all follows the same formula.
Yes.
You can ask me a question and I can tell you exactly how this is my response.
And
not my response, Mai's response.
Yes, and it's always going to lead. I don't know why. It's the strangest thing. She says that material goods mean nothing to her. Meanwhile, she keeps like a freaking log, a meticulous log, a ledger of all of the gifts that her friend is receiving, which doesn't even sound like something a friend should be doing. And then she also never has time for herself, but then she has an abundance of bags, so she has to sell them online because she's overwhelmed by how much stuff she has. So it's like confusing. I don't even know what's going on. And then she also says really problematic things of like, if I was someone who wanted materialistic things, when I was in my 20s, I had a lot of guys pursuing me and they were all really rich. I would have already had the life that, we're trying to achieve by now. So she's saying we're in the progress of getting somewhere. I would have already been there if I married a richer guy. I didn't want any of that though. Like, I'm not trying to say anything, but I just want my husband to think. Like when I was in my 20s, I already, had people who could give me enough. People beyond what I could have imagined, but I didn't choose those material things. I chose my husband. If I had chosen any one of them, I could have been a rich wife and I would have been financially stable or at least had a few properties in Shenzhen, right? But I didn't. I don't want any of that. I just like my husband. Meanwhile, living in a $5 million mansion in Beijing. It's actually insane.
Crazy.
It's insane. One netizen says, I actually think it's really great that she came on this show because now her ability to gaslight is no longer the sole burden of her husband. She is spreading her talents across the other couples and they are all now trying to dilute her impact. And now he has evidence. He can point to this show in the comments and say, don't try to gaslight me. Don't try to gaslight me. And then Teacher Zhang is like, okay, well...
Wait, this is still the session with Teacher Zhang right now?
Yeah.
We're still talking with Teacher Zhang?
Well, Teacher Zhang is in and out.
Oh.
So there's another session where Teacher Zhang is talking about, okay, well, when do you feel the most frustrated with your husband? And Maya's like, well, when I have to manage him. She's not his manager. So this feels like a weird word to use. But I think a lot of wives maybe could relate. I saw comments of like, no, I mean, lots of husbands, you got to manage them. But Teacher Zhang is like, what kind of matters are you managing? And she says, well, when he goes to a performance, I have to tell him how many outfits to bring in advance. And then he gets really emotional about that and he doesn't like it. And he gets all rebellious.
This is so alarming. Whoa.
Okay, so then people are like, wait, let's break that down. She's saying she has to manage him. She tells him how many outfits to bring when he's packing for a performance. He's a creative person. He probably wants to dress the way that he wants. Like creative people, especially musicians, I feel like they're very into their, like it's always a thing. Like don't tell me what to wear, right? And she's telling him what to wear. So then he gets upset and she considers it rebellion. And to call your spouse rebellious is kind of weird. I feel like there's only a handful of situations where it could be appropriate, but this is not one of them. It's very strange. Teacher Zhang is saying to even Lin later, she meets up with the husbands and she's like, it almost feels like Maya's your mom. Yes, she intervenes in just every single detail of my life. I think that word is interesting. And Maya's like, see, he uses the word interfere. Lee, the husband, is like, I think I'm quite easygoing, but I just, there was one time where I got so mad and we got into this huge argument. My manager, real manager, was there. And at the time, I smashed a bottle of Coke in my hand. Normally, when guys talk about smashing bottles of Coke, normally all the girly pop netizens are like, red flag, run, red flag, run, right?
Yes.
But all the girly pop netizens said, he must have been really frustrated. Because when you watch him on this show, it seems like it takes a lot to get this guy emotionally riled up. But also, some people say that's the problem. Maya is so emotional, and he responds so flatly, it's driving her insane. But is that his fault? No. Is that her fault? No. But like, maybe they need a divorce then.
But would you argue that even if he shows a little more emotion, it will make her even more reactive?
Yes, and what's crazy is like she doesn't care when he shows emotion. She gets so upset that people don't care when she shows emotions, but when he shows emotions, she looks disgusted. There's one time where he's crying in the car and she goes, literally.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, the clip.
I think so.
Oh my
Was she
God.
like, why are you crying or something like
Yeah,
that?
she's like,
that's
is it
super
that
cold.
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
No, it gets crazy. That part is crazy. And he just says, I don't care about control in my life. I don't care about control in the household. I just want some control over my work. He said that there was one time where for a year and a half, he was in such a weird state. He could not get creative. He writes his songs. He could not write a single song in a year and a half. And he was getting stressed because this is where all their money is coming from. And he tells her he has to get a separate place for a month. He can't do this anymore. It's just every day she's just picking fights about trivial matters, and like that you cannot be creative when someone is like going on a rant about closets and you're like, I need to tap into creativity for our livelihood as my job as the sole breadwinner. He's saying that and he's like, hello. And she's like, no. So she finally lets him get his own place and he wrote 5 songs in a month.
Damn.
Yeah. And so he's just saying
Run.
he wants creativity.
He could have been Jay Chow if he was.
Okay, but to be fair, this is where a whole online discourse takes place.
Okay.
He wants to release a city pop album. She's saying it's too niche. She doesn't think he should. He ends up releasing it and they lose money from it. Some people are saying, well, of course, she's telling him not to, not because she's controlling, but because he seems so creative that he doesn't care about money, but she has to care about the money, right?
Yeah.
But then other people are saying, they live in a $5 million house. I get it. Maybe money can be tight. But like, you live in a $5 million house. At the end of the day, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not... Like, you could just move to a lesser house. It's not, I don't know how to describe it. So there's lots of people with differing opinions about this whole situation. Other people are saying, like, she just wants him to be the next Jay Chow and doesn't really care about his music. Other people are saying he's just not business savvy and he's using her as an excuse of why he's not succeeding. And so there's like this whole double layered, I don't know. All I know is if you gotta leave the house to be creative, that's bizarre. I think if it's the kids, that's one thing. But if you're like, no, it's not the kids, it's literally my spouse, then I don't know. You gotta really, that's weird. I don't know. And the next day, this is where everything gets rich. And I'm going to leave you in a second because there's so much to unpack and you just need to sit with the feelings before it actually gets crazy. The next day, Maya's the tour guide. And she's got her little tour guide handbook. And she's like, when we land in that new city, like when we get out the van, I'm going to hit the day ready.
Wait, so right now we are
Yes.
at, is she still counting the dollars?
She's still counting the dollars.
So we're still on day one?
Yeah, but she's going to be the tour guide the next day. So this is like a little bit different of a challenge where she has to pick like the locations and she's showing them the side of the city and explaining different things. And so she's going to be the tour guide. Viewers, the whole time she's been saying, I do everything. He is a child. I have to manage my husband. I have to pack his clothes for performances. That's what she said, right? So people are expecting... Is it going to be annoying? Yes. But people are expecting military drill sergeants, 7 a.m., like, get your asses up, that type of energy. Every single person is up, except for Mai and Yangju. Mai is rolling around in her bed at 11 in the morning.
Dang.
11 in the morning. I rarely see parents that wake up past like 9 in the morning. even when they don't have their kids. And so 11 in the morning, people thought it was a little bit crazy, especially because everybody was almost already done getting ready and she's still in the bed.
Dang.
And people are confused because it's her day. And I think people even woke up and made sure they were on time because they were terrified of her. And so she said that she slept really late because she was like talking and chit-chatting. And so she slept at 6 in the morning. Yeah. And she's a designated tour guide. She wakes up at 11 and everyone's confused. And, people, netizens are commenting, you claim you're so responsible, but you're so irresponsible. Like, how are you a full-time housewife? You knew the day before what time you had to wake up. So you should have planned ahead. That's what adults do. Like, this is...
So like this is behind their schedule, right? They're late.
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
Mai and her husband were supposed to prepare breakfast for everyone.
So who? Just the husband prepared, or?
The husband is like figuring out what to do. I mean, he seems like he's just waiting for her to get up so he doesn't, make her look bad. I think they have to go buy the groceries and stuff. Oh. So he's just waiting for her to wake up. And at this point, the chill wife and the husband end up going together. So not even his wife. So Lee and the chill wife go, and you would think that with those two, like with the chill wife going in place of Mai, because that's supposed to be Mai going to the grocery store, she still feels the need to somewhat micromanage. She's like issuing commands at the chill wife and her own husband saying, buy food that's filling. Get this. You have to buy food that's filling like bread and noodles. Don't buy any junk food. Don't buy snacks. And netizens are like, why is she still acting like she has authority when she's the one that woke up late and couldn't even go to the grocery store? So she has all these people getting things for her. And before Lee, her husband, leaves the room, she does something that netizens found really odd. And I want to say odd because I think some of the hate towards Mai is very unwarranted. I think a lot of this show should be used as a reflection tool of how communication can be so incorrect at times. I don't think there's a reason for anyone to have such passionate feelings about any of these people on this show. It's not that serious. Sometimes it's 답답해 to watch, but we can just stop watching. We don't have to go comment something mean to them, right? But this one just blew a lot of people's minds.
Okay.
She looks at her husband before he leaves and she's like, do I deserve a cup of coffee? And he's like, oh yeah, I have coffee in my room. It's on the shelf. And he's like gonna go to the room to help with the coffee to get it for Mai. And Eva is like, just go. Like, we'll do it ourselves later. Like, just go. Like, everybody's waiting for breakfast. And they're not gonna get breakfast until they come back from the grocery store.
Yes.
And the rest of the production activities do not go on until they have breakfast.
Yes.
So it's kind of, it's not this vibe where everyone's like, go, go, go. But it's definitely not a relaxed vibe.
Yeah.
And so Maya's like, before you leave, husband, do I deserve coffee?
Like, meaning, can you give me a coffee?
She just says, do I deserve coffee?
Okay.
So he takes it at, oh yeah, there's coffee in my room. And like, let me help you with it. Let me make you a cup of coffee.
Okay.
And Eva is like, just go. Like, come on.
Telling the husband.
Yeah, like, just go. I can help her with it. Like, we'll do it ourselves. Just go.
Oh, Eva is saying the husband, don't get her the coffee. I will get her the coffee.
Or like, we'll get it together, but you got to go to the grocery store.
Right.
You are holding everyone up by getting your wife some, like, go.
Right,
it's just coffee. It's not the end of the world.
Yes.
And then he's like, oh, yes, okay, well, you can go look for it in my room. Like, the coffee's in my room. So then he's like about to leave, but he goes into like the living room and he's like getting a bunch of other things real quick and they're about to run out the door. And this seems like a very harmless interaction. If anything, it was almost kind of sweet that he's willing to hold everyone up to get his wife coffee.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And Mai looks at Eva and it's just them in the room. And she goes, they said they're going to go buy breakfast at the grocery store, right? And I just told him I wanted coffee. And Eva is like, yeah, he said it's in his room and you can go grab it. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be the coffee that I want. And so Eva is like, oh, you want him to buy you a cup of coffee while he's at the grocery store? And she's like, yeah, he didn't get my point. And Eva goes, I also didn't get it. You should just,
oh my God.
You should just tell him directly that you want a cup of coffee then. But I already said it. I said, do I deserve a cup of coffee? And he said, there's some in his room.
Oh my God, this is kind of horrifying.
And Eva is like, just tell him to go to the store and get you a cup of coffee. So then she screams outside, go to the store and buy me a cup of coffee. Immediately, husband goes, okay. That's all. That's it. This whole thing of getting a fucking cup of coffee at the store.
Yeah. Yeah.
almost became a relationship fight.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, I know this is not the same, and it's clearly not like how what's her name Mai is doing it. But
The
you know,
Kiwis?
yes, this TikTok that.
Okay, the TikTok is husband is going to Costco. Wife shouts at him, "Oh yeah, I heard that the kiwis are on sale." He comes home.
No kiwi.
Son's kiwi. Is it a fight? Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it?
Yeah, Maya's a little crazy for
Okay,
sure.
but the
so.
kiwis on sale. It's not bad if the husband doesn't get the kiwi.
But okay, let's say husband didn't get kiwi, but husband got you a favorite bread.
yeah, I think husband not getting kiwis
Yeah.
is kind of like, damn, I picked one with a little lower EQ, but that's okay. He makes it up with IQ and love, okay? But like if husband gets the kiwi, okay, great. You picked one with a little more EQ, right?
Yeah.
There's not like a bad answer. It's just like, I guess everyone has a different preference. But this one,
Yeah,
it
it's
would
a
have gone
little
over
wild.
my head. And I feel like I pick up on weird shit.
No, I think the problem is he already said that, hey, there's coffee in my room, and
Yeah.
he was gonna go get it. So it's like he's listening, he's
Responding?
taking care of you,
Yes.
he's ready to like, help you. And if you think he didn't get it, then just, oh, thank you. Like, but can you buy me
Yeah.
one from the store?
I feel like that's perfect. Like, do I
Yeah.
deserve coffee? He's like, oh yeah, coffee's in my room. And she's like, oh, but I want one from the store.
Yeah.
Can you get me my favorite coffee
I
from
think
the store?
that's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she just kept, and then,
She's ready to go.
no, but the way she told Eva about it was like, did you see that? He didn't get my point. And Eva's like, no, but I didn't either though. Like, girly pop, I didn't either. Nobody got the point. If I had to rank Mai's performance on the show, because, I don't want to say it's Mai, because I think in reality shows, people are sleep deprived. It's high cortisol, it's high stress, high tension environments. There's definitely editing, scripting. There's got to be some editing manipulation also involved. So I don't want to say it's Mai, but her actions that are depicted on this show, this is elementary school, bitch.
Damn.
This is
No
still
way.
this is still at the point where I go, I don't get why everyone's so upset with Mai. Up
Really?
until now, it's like, do I agree with her actions? No. Could I be friends with someone like her? No. Could I date someone like her? No. But do I think that we need to all like be upset? No. That's what I thought, right? That's what I thought until she thought the cameras were off.
Oh.
There is this moment. There's this moment where she thinks the cameras are not recording and she goes off. Not on her husband, but somebody else. You're gonna die. And that is it. I mean, do you guys want a part 2? I don't know if you do. I don't know if you do, or if you want me to go back to rapping on Rap of Chat. You let me know in the comments.
God.
But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take it easy. Get some rest after that one. That was a lot. But I'll see you in the next one. Bye.